Checkers, I'm so excited. We're going to be drawing the coolest dog ever.
Yeah!
What kind of dog is it?
A husky!
Cool. Alright, dude, you got your marker?
Yep.
We hope you guys are going to follow along with us. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to keep it nice and easy, and we're going to draw a side view of them. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do it. Alright, checkers, we're going to start with our paper horizontal, and we're going to start with his eye. It's going to be up here in the top left. We don't want it too far in the corner, so we're going to be a little closer to the center of the paper, okay?
Okay.
So we're just going to draw a little eye, and we're drawing a little eye because we want to draw him realistic. Good job. Okay, now we can draw a little, just draw a little line over the top of his eye. Okay, sweet. Now let's draw the top of his forehead. So we're going to come straight out from his eye, and we're going to draw a curve that goes up and over his eye. Cool. Okay, now we're going to draw his nose, and that's going to be a line that comes diagonal down. Nice. And then we're going to draw the front of his nose that comes back diagonally back the other direction. Then we're going to draw his mouth. Nice. It's looking cool. Okay, and then we're going to draw the bottom of his mouth. So we're going to draw a little line that comes out. Okay, and then this line is going to come straight across like that. Cool. And then right at the end, we can kind of curl it just a little bit for his jaw. Awesome. Okay, now let's draw his ear in there. And we're going to draw a little line that comes up. Sweet. Good job. Now we're going to come back down. And this one can kind of be an S line. So it comes down and then kind of bends out a little bit too. Cool. Okay, now let's draw his other ear in there. So we're going to draw another diagonal line that comes up and more towards the front. There we go. And then we can draw it coming back. Nice. Okay, now let's draw the front of his neck. So we're going to draw some zigzag lines. First we'll curl out just a little curl. Okay, now we're going to draw the zigzags that come down a little more. So we're going to just draw some zigzags for the fur in the front of his neck. And then the last one we can kind of curl under, so it starts curling under his belly. Nice, that looks really good, dude. Okay, now let's draw the inside of his ear. We'll come back up here and we're going to do a little shape inside his ear. A little triangle. Cool. And then we can draw another line on the other ear for the inside of that one. All right, now let's draw the back of his head and going into his neck. So we're going to imagine his forehead, this line going through his ear and then coming out the back. And this is what's going to kind of make him look a little bit more like a husky, is because they've got a lot of fur around their neck. So we're going to do a little zigzag that comes down into where his back's going to be. Good job. And we forgot his nose on there. Let's do a little curved line for his nose. Awesome. Okay, let's draw his first front leg. We're going to come back over here where his neck ended. We're going to come just a little inside of his neck, and we're going to draw a line that comes down, in, and then straight down to where his feet are going to be. So I did a little curve so he looked like he had a little muscle on the front of his leg. There we go. And we come down here, and this is going to be where his feet start. So now let's come back up here. We'll space it out just a little bit, and we're going to do a little zigzag, kind of a W to start his leg. Some little fur on the back of his foot. And then we're going to draw a diagonal line that comes into that line, but we're not going to get too close. We touch it. See how it starts wide and then it comes down? Mm-hmm. There we go. And then we're going to do a little bump on the end, and that's for his ankle. Good. And it'll come down for his heel. Nice. Now we can draw the front of his foot. Okay, so we're going to curl out for like a J shape and then back down. And then let's connect those at the bottom. There's his foot. And then we can put a little toe in there too. Awesome. Okay, now let's draw his other foot that's over here. And so we're going to draw about the same shape. Comes down. Looks like the other leg. Good. And then we'll curl out. And then back down for his toe. Good. And then connect that in. And we can put a little toe in there too. Awesome. That looks really good. We got his front legs. Now let's do his back, and we can do his belly, and we're going to connect into his back legs, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's do his back next. So we're going to curl off of his neck, and we're going to curl around to his back, and then we're going to curl down into his butt, his little doggy butt, and then we're going to stop right there. So this is where we're stopping, kind of where that W started on his front foot. Good. That looks awesome. Okay, now let's come back down here. We're going to imagine his neck, the fur on his neck coming through his legs, and then it can come down here, and we'll put some zigzag lines right here at the bottom. Good. And let's put some zigzags at the bottom, back of this leg. Good job. All right, okay, now let's draw the front of this foot so that we can connect his belly in. So we're going to come over here, and their back legs have a little more muscle than their front legs. So they're a little bigger. So we're going to do a curve that comes right here into kind of where that W, where we started that back, hit the back of his leg. So we'll curl down here.
A little more muscle.
Yeah, a little more muscle, a lot more muscle. Good job. Okay, and then we'll do a little line that comes out of this, out of the W back here. We're going to come back even further, okay? And then we're going to curl down. And we curl down so that his foot is going to start in the same spot because we don't want these feet to be longer. So this one could have been a little shorter, but that's okay. And then we're going to curl this one down. We'll do that little bump for his ankle. And then come down for the heel. If we go too fast, what can I do? What can our friends do?
Pause the video.
Yeah, you guys can always pause the video. All right, so we got so his back foot looks a lot like his front foot. So he's got that little bump for the ankle. It's got a little line down for the heel. And then we're going to curl out for his toes. And then we'll curl back down for the front of his toes and then connect them. And then we can put this little toe line in there. Nice. All right, we got his back foot in there. So let's connect his belly in. And we're just going to, from these zigzag lines, we're going to just connect a line that comes up, kind of curves into his back leg. Okay, now let's draw his other foot. So we're going to draw another curved line that comes down. And then it's going to stop. This makes him look 3D because we're overlapping, right? Mm-hmm. So we're matching a lot of the same lines that we already drew. We draw another toe that comes out, and then let's draw the back of this foot or this leg. Good. And then we can connect this into the bottom, draw a little toe in there. Awesome. That looks so cool, dude. You having fun?
Yeah.
You promise?
Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, now let's draw his tail. And huskies have really cool tails. It's going to curve up like this. And then we're going to come back around, and it's kind of fluffy. So we draw some zigzag lines like this. Come in and finish his tail. Ah, it looks awesome. I like how big it is. So the one thing that we could do the next time is we could kind of watch how big we're making his legs, right? Mm-hmm. So either you could make his front legs a little bit bigger and beefier, or we can make his back legs a little smaller so that they match a little more. All right, Chuckers, so it looks like a dog, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't quite look like a husky because they have a really cool pattern on them, huh? Uh-huh. So let's go ahead, we can draw that pattern, and then we're going to color it with the colored pencils. So let's draw the outline first. So we're going to draw a little pattern on his nose. Then we're going to come up and over his eye. Okay? We'll come over his eye, and then we're going to come back down. We're going around his eye, and then we're going to do a big, cool pattern that curves around down his neck. Yep. And then we're going to come back up. And we're going to come down the front of his leg. Cool. Hey, you got it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, now let's come back up and we're going to go over his body, kind of along the side of his body, and then over here to the back of his leg. Awesome. Okay, and we're going to come back here, and then we'll finish kind of into his back where his tail is. Awesome. So this is going to help us color him in with our colored pencils, okay?
Okay.
And then we're going to come back up to his tail, and we're going to do a little pattern on his tail too. And we can just do a little zigzag that comes down his tail. Good job, Checkers. That looks awesome. He's going to look even better when he's all colored in. So let's pick out our colors, okay?
Okay.
All right, Checkers, we got our colors picked out. That was really hard, huh?
Yeah.
We're going to use two colors. We're going to use black and white. And we're going to show our art friends how we can do some cool shading on this to make him look realistic. Okay, do you remember when we did the bear?
Yeah.
Yeah, and when we did the fur, we wanted to make the fur look short. So what kind of strokes? Do we use long strokes or short strokes?
Short strokes.
Yes, we used short strokes to make the fur look really short. So when on this scratch piece of paper, I can show you, we're going to go back and forth. We're going to make short strokes like this. And that's going to make his fur look short. Mm-hmm. If we were to use long strokes, it's going to look like our husky needs a haircut, huh?
Yeah.
So, all right, you ready for the first step?
Sure.
We're going to use our black, and we're going to do short strokes, and we're going to do it all through the black parts that we've outlined. So the black parts are the top here, so his ear. We're going to leave the inside of his ear white, and we're going to do his tail, okay?
Okay.
So first thing, we're just going to go through, and we're going to fill it in, and we're going to do light. We don't want to press too hard because we want some of the white of the paper to show through. And when we do this, we want to make sure we're doing the short strokes. So watch this. We do a row like this, and we come down, and we'll do another row like that, and another row. And it takes a little more time to do it like this, but he's going to look like he has awesome fur, realistic fur, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's speed it up.
Right now.
All right, Checkers, good job. So we're gonna come back to that in just a second. Now we're gonna do a little shading on the white part of his fur, so he looks a little more 3D. So I'm gonna use the black, and we're gonna just do. We want to make sure that we're doing really light layer though, because we don't want it to look like he's dirty or look like he has gray fur. So we're just gonna do this so that he looks like he's shaded. So I'm gonna do a little light layer on the front of his neck, and then also down here under his belly. And we're using short strokes again so that so he looks like he has short fur. And then I'm going to come also down the inside of his leg, and then the bottom of his feet. Then can also shade the legs that are behind or that are being overlapped. See how there's a little shadow underneath his legs right here? Mm-hmm. And then that's going to make it look like these legs are behind his other legs. All right, Checkers, now we're going to use our white, and we're going to go back over with really light strokes and just blend some of the texture in his fur. We don't want to blend the whole thing, just little pieces of it. Okay, now we're going to get our black again, and we're going to add a little more depth or a little more shading to his fur. It kind of looks a little flat. So right around here where his neck comes into his body, we're going to do really short strokes, but we're going to come in with a lot darker. Do you see that? See how it added a little wrinkle in his fur or a little kind of shading? And I'm going to do another one right above it, just like that. And then add another one right here. And it kind of looks like that's where his skin's folding up and he has a little extra fur in that area. Good job. That looks really cool. Okay, now we're going to come back here and we're going to add some more shading to the back of his body. And then this is going to make the back here look a little more round. Make sure you're using those short strokes. Cool. Okay, now right where his tail comes into his body, we're going to do it really dark there too. Put another layer on top of that. And then as it goes up towards the top of his tail, we can get lighter so it looks like it's shaded. Awesome. Okay, now let's come up here behind his ear. Let's do a shadow behind his ear. Cool! Chuggers, that looks awesome. You did such a good job. Give me 5. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Look how realistic he looks, man. It looks really cool. So some of those things that we could work on, right? The next time I want to draw mine, I want to draw them really big. I'm going to fill up the paper even more, kind of like how you did. And then the next time you draw him, you could probably work on making his legs look the same, right?
And make his tail.
Oh yeah,
Small.
and maybe his tail's a little smaller. It looks a little puffy, huh?
Yeah.
Did you have fun though?
Yeah.
You promise?
Uh-huh.
We hope you guys had a lot of fun drawing this cool, realistic husky with us. We want to see how they turned out, don't we, Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah! You can take a photo of it and ask your parents to email it to us. What's our email address?
My art at artforkids.com.
Yeah, myart@artforkidsof.com. We'll see you later, our friends. Goodbye.
Arf, 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 arf.